everyone, as most of you know, I'm doing an internship which involves working in the hospitality. Now, this is a thing that some people hate and some people love, but even the people who love it sometimes hate it. So here's my list of 10 things that customers do that annoy the heck out of me. Making you walk multiple times. Sometimes you go to a table, you give them food and they ask for sauce. So you go get the ketchup or whatever they need and you come back, oh, can we have mustard as well? So you have to go back and get the mustard as well, and then you come there like, oh, I don't have a spoon. And you have to go back and run get the spoon. And that takes up so much time, and it would have been so much easier if they would just have said it in one go, but no, they have to remember it one at a time. Asking you things that are not your task. Now this was actually a new one for me because I've only encountered it really when I became a runner. The only task of a runner is to get food from the kitchen to the customer and maybe ask if they want some sauce. However, when you're running food, you are also the person who is in contact with the guests. Which means they will ask you for drinks, or they will ask you for the bill, or some people just like hail at you to ask you something. And now you have to understand, I work in a big company, so there are areas where I literally only come to drop off food. And what I then don't understand is that there are customers who see a person they have not seen the whole evening and then hail at them to ask for the bill or whatever. In a bigger company or a more fancier company, you're often served by one person the whole evening. Ask them. Overcomplicating orders. This is something that always happens at the busiest table. So you are a group of 10 people, which is already quite a task in itself, and then people begin with a latte and a hot chocolate and can I have soy milk and some people don't even understand that some things will take extra effort. Like making a coffee is just really simple, but if you want a decaffeinated soy latte, you can also imagine that it takes me a lot more time to do that. For some reason, this always happens at one table the whole night. So there's one table who makes every order they make extra complicated. So when they order drinks, they want something fancy, and when they order their starters, they want something off or on the side or whatever, and they order their desserts and the same thing happens. You have to make chocolate sauce and everything. So yeah, I don't know why it's always specific tables that do this. So as a runner, you come up to a table, hands full of plates and food, and you want to give it to the customer. And they're like, oh, the burger, yes, that's for me. And then they don't move their side plate. Like they have stuff in front of them, like in the exact space that I need to place the plate, and they don't move it. Why don't they move it? And some people just don't even move themselves. They're like leaning on the table with their phone in front of them, and they just don't move. And you literally have to say like, excuse me? Well, not in that tone, of course, but some people need to be a little bit more aware that there's a waiter with food which they need to put down. Now, this is the one that really riles me up. Some people don't know how food works. We had people sending back their scrambled eggs because they didn't look appetizing. They're scrambled eggs, they never look appetizing. The same thing happens a lot with meat. Some people order their meat medium well done, which literally means partly well done, partly medium. So you give it to the customer perfectly medium well done, and they send it back because it's too red. If it's too red, just order your meat well done. Talking about customers that are not aware of you, some people walk in front of you very slowly, or like talking to the person behind them, and you're like behind that second person and you have to wait because there's only one walkway in the restaurant that you all have to pass, and they're just not even aware of the fact that there are people working there and might be in a hurry. They're just like super slow, and then like as soon as you have space you kind of like skid around them. Sorry if that annoys you, but it annoys me that you're walking in front of me very slowly. About that small walk path, some people pull out their chair so far and then sit down on like the edge of it that you hardly can pass them. I just had it the other night, but I had it multiple times in the past as well. Some people sit so far away from the table, I can't even pass them. So I like have to tap them on the shoulder and ask if I can pass, which is of course very annoying for them because I'm interrupting them. But it's very annoying for me because I can't get to the table I'm going to. This is one I think everyone knows. Leaving the table an absolute mess. Some people don't do this on purpose, but sometimes it's just a complete wreck on the table. Like there's cutlery everywhere, they have like 10,000 side plates and bowls, and they take all the bowls off the side plate so that's all randomly on the table, and then you have to like go under the table to pick up the carrot that's lying there. It does happen a lot with tables with children, but adults can be very horrible as well. So I mentioned that some people order their things like one at a time, you have to walk multiple times. Some people order the same thing with multiple waiters, which is extra annoying because it's often something that you have to like get out of your way to get, like cream or something. And then you do that and you come to the table just at the moment that your colleague already dropped it off. Because they ordered it with the both of you, or sometimes even with 3 people. Like, don't you trust us to get it done or something? And lastly, and absolutely not least, are complaints. Just complaints in general and people asking for a refund. I have to give credit to my sister for this story because it happened to her. She had a table of 2 people and the gentleman was complaining that it wasn't good. However, they didn't want new food. And then he proceeded to eat his own food and half of his wife's food, and then came to the till and asked for a discount. That's not how this works! If you eat all your food, you're not gonna get a discount. If you're complaining about the food but you don't let us fix it, you're not getting a discount. That were my 10 things that annoy me a lot about customers. I'm sure I forgot a few. There are a lot of things and a lot of stories. If you have some of your own, please share them down in the comments. It's always fun to hear about, well, the experiences of other colleagues and weird things that customers do. The fun thing about this is that you can immediately notice when someone is actually working in the hospitality themselves. I just had it the other night. People were just stacking their plates for me and like putting all the cutlery together, and I could just like pick it up and take it away. I almost think that everyone should at least work a week in retail or hospitality, and then they'll know why they're so annoying. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you are not subscribed yet, hit the red button and the notification bell so you know when I upload new videos. And I will see you guys very soon. Bye! Bye! Ah, frick. I was so close. Ah.